When your cat suddenly flattens their ears, ducks away from your hand, or hides under the bed for hours, do you actually know what triggered it? Most owners assume their cat is just moody. But behind those reactions, there's something most people completely miss. And it's often something you're doing without even realizing. Today, we're looking at 13 habits that silently stress your cat. And I need to warn you, some of these are things you probably do every single day, thinking you're being a good owner. Stay until the end, because number 12 is about something sitting in most homes right now that cats genuinely hate but can't escape from. And number 13 is the one that, once you understand it, explains why your cat sometimes refuses food you know they loved yesterday. And if you want to understand your cat on a deeper level, subscribe, because every week we cover what your cat is actually trying to tell you. Let's start with number 1. 1. Staring directly into their eyes. You think it's love? They think it's a threat. So why does your cat look away when you gaze at them adoringly? You're sitting on the couch, your cat is across the room, and you lock eyes with them, maybe even leaning in a little. You think you're sharing a moment, but your cat's pupils dilate, their body tenses, and suddenly they're grooming themselves frantically, or looking anywhere but at you. Most people assume their cat is just distracted or uninterested. Here's what most people don't realize. In the feline world, a direct, prolonged stare is a challenge. It's what cats do right before a fight. Research from the University of Sussex found that cats interpret sustained eye contact from humans the same way they'd interpret it from another cat, as confrontational. Your brain says, "I love you." Their brain says, "Why is this giant predator targeting me?" This is why your cat sometimes bolts from the room when all you did was look at them for too long. You're not being loving. You're accidentally speaking the language of aggression. And every time you do it, their stress hormones spike, even if they don't run away. Next time you want to show affection, try a slow blink instead. That's cat for "I trust you." 2. Forcing cuddles when they want space. Your need for connection becomes their prison. Have you ever scooped up your cat when they were clearly walking somewhere else, held them against your chest, and felt them squirm? Most owners take this personally, like their cat doesn't love them enough. But here's the thing. Cats are control animals. Their sense of safety depends entirely on being able to choose when contact happens and when it ends. A study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats who were allowed to initiate contact showed significantly lower cortisol levels than cats who were frequently picked up by owners. The researchers noted that even well-meaning physical affection, when forced, triggers a stress response similar to being restrained by a predator. This is why your cat sometimes hides when they see you coming with that "I need a cuddle" look in your eyes. They're not rejecting you. They're protecting their nervous system. When you force the moment, you're telling them their boundaries don't matter. And cats remember that. The irony is that the less you chase them, the more they come to you. But if point 2 surprised you, number 3 goes even deeper. Because this one is about something invisible that's been bothering your cat for years. 3. Using strong scented cleaners near their stuff. You smell fresh lemon. They smell chemical warfare. Why does your cat sometimes avoid their own bed, their scratching post, or even their food bowl after you've cleaned? Most owners assume the cat is just being picky or weird. Here's what most owners don't realize. Your cat's sense of smell is 14 times stronger than yours. That lavender-scented spray you use on their blanket? To them, it's overwhelming. That pine-scented floor cleaner near their litter box? It might as well be tear gas. Research from the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that cats exposed to strong artificial fragrances showed increased signs of anxiety, including excessive grooming, appetite changes, and litter box avoidance. Their olfactory system is so sensitive that scents we find pleasant can literally cause them physical discomfort. This is why your cat stopped using that expensive bed the day after you wash the cover with scented detergent. You're trying to keep things clean, but you're accidentally erasing their scent, the thing that makes a space feel safe, and replacing it with a smell that hurts. Unscented cleaners only. Their nose will thank you. 4. Moving their litter box around. You're redecorating. They're losing their map. Have you ever moved your cat's litter box to a different room and then found them peeing somewhere else entirely? Most people assume their cat is being spiteful or stubborn, but that's only part of the story. Cats build mental maps of their territory. These maps are precise, detailed, and incredibly important to their sense of security. Every key resource, food, water, litter, sleeping spots, has a fixed location in their mind. Animal behaviorist John Bradshaw, who spent years studying domestic cat cognition, found that environmental changes to resource locations can trigger significant anxiety responses. When you move the litter box, you're not just inconveniencing them, you're disrupting their entire spatial understanding of home. This is why your cat might stand in the old litter box location, confused even when they can smell the box in its new spot. They're not being difficult. They're experiencing something close to disorientation. Their safe zone just shifted without warning. If you absolutely must move it, do it gradually. A few feet at a time, over days, not all at once. Number 5 is the one most owners need to hear, because almost everyone has done this thinking it would help. 5. Punishing them after the fact. You think you're teaching, they think you're unpredictable. Why does your cat sometimes flinch when you approach, even though you've never hit them? You came home, found a knocked-over plant, and scolded your cat in a sharp voice. Maybe you pointed at the mess. Maybe you carried them over to it and said no loudly. Most owners assume their cat understands what they did wrong. They don't, not even close. Research in animal cognition has shown that cats cannot connect a punishment to an action unless that punishment happens within 1 to 2 seconds of the behavior. If even 5 minutes have passed, your cat has absolutely no idea why you're suddenly angry. All they know is that you came home and became frightening for no reason they can understand. This is why your cat hides when they hear your keys in the door. Even on days when nothing is wrong, you're not teaching them to behave better. You're teaching them that you're unpredictable. That sometimes, without warning, you become a threat. And here's the part that hurts. Every time you punish after the fact, you're not correcting behavior. You're damaging trust. The very bond you're trying to protect erodes a little more each time. Cats learn through positive association, not fear. The plant will survive. Your relationship might not. Now here's one that might sting a little, because this isn't about something you're doing wrong. It's about something beautiful you're completely missing. Has your cat ever looked at you from across the room and slowly, deliberately, closed their eyes? Maybe held them shut for a second, then opened them again while still watching you? Most people don't even register it. They assume the cat is sleepy or bored, or just blinking like any animal blinks. They glance over, see their cat's eyes half closed, and go back to their phone. Here's what you're actually ignoring. That slow blink is one of the most deliberate forms of communication your cat has. In feline body language, direct eye contact with open eyes is a threat, a challenge. It says, I'm watching you and I'm ready to fight. But when a cat looks at you and slowly closes their eyes, they're doing the exact opposite. They're saying, I trust you so completely that I'm willing to make myself vulnerable. I'm going to close my eyes in your presence because I know you won't hurt me. Researchers studying feline communication at the University of Sussex found that cats were significantly more likely to approach humans who slow blinked at them versus those who maintained neutral expressions. The slow blink isn't just a signal, it's an invitation. It's your cat reaching out and asking for connection. This is why your cat seems disappointed when you don't respond. They extended trust, and you looked away. Every time you ignore that slow blink, your cat offered you intimacy in the only way they know how. And you didn't even notice. It's like someone saying, I love you in another language, and you just shrugging because you didn't understand the words. The next time you catch them doing it, blink back, slowly. Watch what happens. But if that one made you uncomfortable, number 7 might explain a daily frustration you didn't even know how to cause. Because this one's about something sitting in your kitchen right now. Why does your cat drink from the faucet or the bathtub or that random cup on your nightstand, but barely touch the water bowl you put right next to their food? Most owners think their cat is just being difficult, picky, dramatic. They're drinking from weird places to annoy you, right? That's not pickiness. That's survival instinct screaming at them. In the wild, cats instinctively avoid water sources near food. Dead prey attracts bacteria. Blood and tissue contaminate nearby water. A cat that drinks from a puddle next to a kill is a cat that gets sick. Evolution solved this problem by hardwiring a simple rule into their brains. Fresh water is never near food. If it's near food, it's dangerous. A study published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that cats drink significantly more water when their bowl is placed away from their food, sometimes in a completely different room. Their hydration improved measurably just by separating these two resources. This is why your cat performs elaborate rituals to find water anywhere else. The bathroom sink, your water glass, that plant pot you keep forgetting to empty, they're not being dramatic. They're following an instinct thousands of years old. And here's the uncomfortable part. Chronic dehydration in cats leads to kidney disease, urinary problems, a whole cascade of health issues. Every day you keep those bowls together, you're accidentally making it harder for your cat to stay healthy. They're not refusing water to spite you. They're refusing it because every cell in their body is telling them it's contaminated. Move the water bowl. Different room, different corner. You'll be amazed how much more they drink. Now, number 8 is something you might not even realize you're doing, and because to you, it's just background noise. To your cat, it's chaos. Does your cat seem jumpy sometimes? Nervous for no reason? Maybe they startle when you walk into a room, or hide under the bed when everything seems perfectly calm. Most owners assume their cat is just anxious by nature. Some cats are skittish, right? It's their personality. Here's what's actually happening. Your cat is living in a world of sounds you've trained yourself to ignore. That notification ping on your phone, the dishwasher clicking through its cycle, the HVAC kicking on, the bass from your neighbor's music, the garbage truck 3 blocks away. You don't hear any of it anymore. Your brain filtered it out years ago. Your cat hears all of it, every single time. Cats can hear frequencies up to 64,000 hertz, nearly 2 octaves higher than humans. Research from the University of Tokyo confirmed that cats don't just hear more sounds than we do, they process sudden noises as potential threats. Every unexpected sound triggers a stress response. Cortisol spikes, muscles tense. Their system prepares for danger. This is why your cat seems on edge in a house that feels peaceful to you. They're not anxious by nature. They're exhausted from processing a constant stream of alarms you can't even perceive. You're living in the same space, but completely different soundscapes. And every sudden noise, the ones you don't even register anymore, chips away at their sense of safety. Consider where they sleep, where they hide. Often those spots are the quietest places in your home. They're not being antisocial. They're finding the only peace they can. And if you've been nodding along to that one, number 9 might explain something you do every single day thinking it's affection. It's not. Have you ever petted your cat and felt them suddenly tense? Maybe their skin twitched, or their tail started flicking, or they turned around and nipped at your hand out of nowhere. Most owners assume this means the cat is moody, unpredictable. She was fine 1 second and then just attacked me. You were probably petting them wrong. Cats have a specific grain to their fur. It lies flat in one direction from head to tail. When you stroke with the grain, you're smoothing their coat, distributing natural oils, mimicking the grooming they'd receive from another cat. It feels good. It's calming. When you stroke against the grain, back to front, or ruffling their fur the wrong direction, you're creating static, pulling at follicles, overstimulating nerve endings that weren't designed for that kind of input. Studies in animal tactile sensitivity show that cats have roughly 200 nerve endings per square centimetre of skin. That's more than humans have in their fingertips. Every stroke against the grain sends a cascade of uncomfortable signals directly to their brain. This is why your cat seems to have a hair-trigger temper during petting sessions. They're not moody, they're being overstimulated, and you're not reading the signs. That tail flick, that's discomfort. The skin twitch, overstimulation building, the sudden nip. That's their only way of saying, please stop, when everything else was ignored. Your cat didn't turn on you. They communicated clearly, multiple times. And the petting continued anyway. Learn which direction calms them. Watch their body. They'll tell you exactly what feels good, if you're paying attention. If this is starting to change how you see your cat, hit like on this video right now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click subscribe and turn on the bell. We're building a community of owners who actually want to understand what their pets are telling them. Now let's keep going, because number 10 is the one that most owners get completely wrong, and it explains why your cat climbs on things you wish they wouldn't. Number 10. Not letting them have high places. Why does your cat always end up on top of the refrigerator, the bookshelf, that one cabinet you didn't even know they could reach? Most owners see this as annoying behavior. They shoo their cat down, block off the high spots, wonder why their cat keeps trying to get up there anyway. But here's what most people don't realize. Your cat isn't being difficult. They're trying to feel safe. In the wild, height means survival. A cat perched high can see threats coming from any direction. They can survey their territory, spot prey, and most importantly, they can't be ambushed from behind or above. This isn't preference. This is millions of years of instinct telling them that down low equals vulnerable and up high equals secure. When you block off every elevated surface in your home, you're essentially telling your cat they have nowhere safe to retreat to. Research from the University of Lincoln found that cats with access to vertical space showed significantly lower stress markers than cats confined to floor-level living. Dr. John Bradshaw, who spent decades studying feline behavior, noted that vertical territory is just as important to cats as horizontal space, sometimes more so. This is why your cat seems more relaxed when they're allowed on that high shelf. This is why they watch you from up there with those calm, half-closed eyes. You're not losing control of your home when you let them climb. You're giving them the one thing that makes them feel truly secure in a world built for humans who walk on the ground. That perch they keep returning to, it's not rebellion. It's their safe place. Number 11 goes deeper than most owners expect, because this one affects your cat's entire relationship with their own body. Number 11, interrupting their sleep routines. Have you ever woken your cat up because you wanted to play, or moved them because they were in your spot, or made noise during what turned out to be the middle of their deepest nap? Most owners don't think twice about it. Cats sleep so much, right? What's one interruption? But here's the thing. Cats don't sleep like we do. Not even close. Your cat cycles through sleep stages multiple times a day, and those cycles aren't random. They're actually synchronized to your schedule, to the light patterns in your home, to the rhythm of your household. Cats are crepuscular, most active at dawn and dusk. But domestic cats adjust their sleep patterns specifically to maximize overlap with their humans' waking hours. That adjustment takes energy. It takes their whole circadian system working to realign. A study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that cats with frequently disrupted sleep showed increased cortisol levels and signs of chronic stress. Another study from Applied Animal Behavior Science noted that cats need consistent rest periods for proper immune function and emotional regulation. This is why your cat gets cranky after a chaotic day in the house. This is why they seem off when their sleep keeps getting interrupted. They're not being lazy when they sleep 16 hours. They're maintaining the delicate internal balance that keeps them healthy, calm, and emotionally stable enough to actually enjoy time with you. When you protect their sleep, you're not spoiling them. You're honoring the way their body actually works. Number 12 surprised me when I first learned about it, because it's something most cat owners do thinking they're being helpful. Number 12, using covered litter boxes. Why do so many cats refuse to use a perfectly clean litter box? Most owners assume their cat is being picky or stubborn or just difficult. They bought the covered box specifically to give their cat privacy, to contain the smell, to make things more pleasant for everyone. But here's what nobody tells you when you buy that covered box. Your cat doesn't experience it as privacy. They experience it as a trap. Think about it from their perspective. They're in a small enclosed space. They can only see one exit. They can't watch what's happening around them. If something startles them, another pet, a loud noise, even just a shadow, they have no escape route they can see. Every instinct in their body is screaming that this is a vulnerable position. The Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery published research showing that cats significantly preferred uncovered boxes when given a choice. Animal behaviorist Pam Johnson-Bennett has noted that covered boxes also trap odors inside, which means your cat is essentially standing in a concentrated cloud of ammonia while trying to do something that already makes them feel exposed. This is why some cats start going outside the box. This is why they seem anxious before and after using it. They're not being difficult. They're responding to an environment that triggers every survival alarm they have. Remove the lid. Watch what happens. Most cats start using the box more consistently almost immediately, because finally they can see the room while they're vulnerable. And here we are at number 13, the one I mentioned earlier, the one that changes the way you understand almost everything else your cat does around food. And here's the one I saved for last. Number 13, changing their food without transition. Why does your cat sometimes refuse to eat perfectly good food? Most owners assume their cat is spoiled, or playing games, or holding out for something better. You bought a new brand, it looked fine, it smelled fine, and your cat just walked away. But here's what most people don't realize. Your cat isn't being dramatic. Their body literally cannot adapt that quickly. Cats have incredibly specialized digestive systems. Unlike dogs, who evolved as scavengers eating whatever they found, cats evolved as strict carnivores with very specific prey. Their digestive enzymes, their gut bacteria, their entire system. It all calibrates to whatever they've been eating consistently. When you suddenly switch foods, their gut doesn't have the right enzymes ready. The bacteria colonies aren't prepared. The result is often nausea, discomfort, or digestive upset that your cat can smell coming before they even take a bite. Research from the Waltham Centre for Pet Nutrition found that gradual food transitions over 7 to 10 days resulted in significantly better acceptance and fewer digestive issues. Veterinary nutritionist Dr. Lisa Freeman has noted that sudden food changes are one of the most common causes of food refusal in otherwise healthy cats. This is why your cat sniffs new food and backs away. This is why they seem skeptical of anything different. They're not being picky. Their body is telling them that this unfamiliar food might make them sick. And honestly, it might. Mix the new food in slowly. Start with 90% old, 10% new. Increase gradually over a week or more. Your cat isn't testing you. They're protecting themselves the only way they know how. That hesitation at the food bowl? It's not attitude, it's self-preservation, built into every cell of their body. If any of this changed how you see your cat, hit like. It means a lot. Leave a comment. Does your cat do any of these things? Does it make more sense now? I read every single one. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We do this every week. Next time your cat stares at you from across the room and you wonder what they're thinking, remember, they're not judging you. They're reading you. And now you can finally read them back.